Hiya folks, back at it again with multi-step equations. So here we go. Let's fill out our steps first. Steps, just like yesterday. Simplify first. Distributing, combining like terms. But now you're going to notice that there's variables on both sides again. And we're tying in basically everything we've done so far with multi-step equations. Right? We might see variables on both sides. We might see one step, two step. We might see distribution. But essentially, step number 2 is to collect like terms across the equal sign. Remember, just for convenience, we want to keep variables on left. Excuse my dog, she's barking in the background. And numbers on the right. Lexi, shush. Okay, so. Oh, and I forgot step 3 because I'm distracted by the dog. Solve the rest using inverse operations. She's annoyed, by the way, because I'm not paying attention to her. Maybe one day she'll get a cameo appearance. Alright, here we go. So, distribution. Let's simplify first, as step 1 says. I get -2 parentheses 1 plus -2 parentheses 3x equals -5x minus 3. There's no distribution on the right, so I'm just going to keep it that way. All right, let's go ahead and simplify these. So I get -2, and then plus a -2 times 3x. I'm just going to write that as -6x. And again, we haven't done anything to the right side yet, so here we go. Now, if you look at this, this is just like what we did last week, which is variables on both sides. So I want to get my variables over here, or my x's on this side, and my numbers, or my constants, on the right. Now, you don't have to do that, but just to keep it consistent as we go through the year, because it's going to be easier for us in later units to keep that variable on the left. So these are my like terms, but now again, they're on opposite sides of that equal sign. So when I move this over, I need to do the inverse. So that's going to give me -1x. Everything else I haven't touched yet, so I'm going to bring it down. Okay, now let's look at the constants. I have this like term and this like term, but again, I'm crossing over that equal sign. So when I do that, I need to do the inverse. And that gets me -1. And I bring down my x because I didn't do anything with it. Lastly, our last step, divide. And I'm running out of room again. I get x equals +1. Please, please, please check my answers in case I did something wrong. All right, example number 2. I'm going to ask you, what are we going to do first? Great, distribute. Now, remember from the last video, I'm only distributing what is touching the parentheses. This 8p is not part of that distribution. So I'm already going to go ahead and just write 8p off to the side because I don't want to confuse myself. And I'm going to go ahead and write -26 plus 5p because that's not part of the distribution. The only thing I'm distributing is the 5 with the 4p and the 5 with the 4. Now what's the next step? Yes, simplify. So let's go ahead and simplify. 5 times 4p is 20p. And this is 20. And everything else, gonna bring down. My question for you, are we done simplifying? No. We need to do combining like terms. Now remember, again, we are on the same side of this equal sign. It's quite the squiggly line. Same side of the equal sign means I can combine like terms without using inverse operations. So I'm just going to follow their original operations, which is adding, and I get 28p. Everything else, I'm going to go ahead and bring down. Okay, now I finally, all of that was just step one, which was simplifying. I'm finally ready to now do my variables over here. I'm going to switch it up. Variables on this side, my constants or my numbers over here. So I want to move my variable to the left to combine these, but now I'm crossing over the equal sign, so now that's when I use my inverse. Cancels, we get 23p. Everything else I'm just going to bring down. Let me use a different shape. Triangle, triangle, move it over. When I'm crossing over, I need to use my inverse. Bring down your 23p. This simplifies to being negative 46. And last but not least, divide. Divide. I'm running out of room again. But, long story short, we got p equals negative 2. Again, please go ahead and check my answers because I've made mistakes before and I'm doing this all quickly and in my head. If you have any questions, please put them here. We will go over them tomorrow. See ya.